Hello there, this is Dana Arcuri, author, speaker, certified trauma recovery coach, and certified master energy practitioner from DanaArcuri.com. If you are new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any new content. And if you are returning, welcome back. It is so good to have you here. I hope everyone's doing well. Today's title is about healing intergenerational trauma and reclaiming your legacy. When I was in school over 2 years ago, we had a homework assignment for certified trauma recovery coaching to create a family tree. We needed to go back 4 generations. So if we have children, we start with the children, then we connect it to us, then to our parents, then to their parents. And if someone wants to continue on with like their great grandparents, that's totally fine. However far back you can go is actually very beneficial because then we can connect the dots to generational cycles of abuse and trauma. So intergenerational trauma is something that's impacting everyone, even you. So if you think, oh no, I don't have trauma, think again, my friend. What happens is this. The abuse and trauma started centuries ago, way before you were even born into existence. And so when we connect our family tree, we look back at the ancestral lineage, we can see, there were addictions in the family. Oh, there may have been many narcissists in the family. Oh, flying monkeys. Oh, many different family scapegoats through the generations. So it didn't just begin with you and it doesn't always end with you. But if you do have children or grandchildren, it's really a benefit to consider trying to break free of intergenerational trauma to reclaim your legacy. This is for your children. This is for your grandchildren. This is for their children and beyond into future generations. The enlightening quote says, "Pain travels through family lines until someone has the courage to call out the BS. When you bravely go through the agony of healing trauma, you no longer pass the poison into future generations." It's incredibly important and sacred work. What is a family legacy? How can it impact your health, your self-esteem, and your life? According to CollinsDictionary.com, legacy is defined as a gift by will, especially of money or personal property, something handed down or received from an ancestor or a predecessor. And so legacy is also known as your birthright, endowment, inheritance, and tradition. A toxic legacy is a destructive pattern of harmful, painful, and damaging behaviors which have been handed down from one generation to another. It's when one or more parents and or relatives and or siblings repeatedly interact in a family system in unhealthy ways. These dysfunctional family imprints every single family member, and it can be psychologically damaging to you and your children and your future generations. So when we look at even the statistics of, hey, how much trauma is going on worldwide. So in statistics, they said anywhere between 70 to 90% of our worldwide population has suffered at least one form of trauma. So it's one traumatic event. And that's a pretty high statistic. I just heard the other day in a class I was taking to do with the ancestral trauma, they said that at least 80% of our trauma is not even ours. 80% belongs to our ancestry. So it could be your mother, your father, your grandparents, their grandparents, and way, way back into your ancestral lineage where all of this abuse and trauma started. And so let's keep moving forward. Intergenerational trauma significantly impacts the structure of each family. So instead of growing up feeling secure and loved and cared for and respected, you may have been raised in a poisonous environment, feeling rejected, shamed, blamed, emotionally abandoned, criticized, and unloved. Parents with the traits and or a diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder are pathologically hyper-focused on themselves. They have a huge sense of entitlement. They think they're superior to everyone, including their children. They're incapable of unconditional love, and they cannot accept their children for who they really are, and which the children then can grow up with very insecure emotional attachments, and this could hinder the child development. So in the abusive family, the narcissist will trump everything else. Children are manipulated to support those needs at a great expense, often growing up to become adults with either complex PTSD, regular PTSD, and compounded trauma. It's compounded trauma and CPTSD because it's not just a one-time event. It's habitual. It's a pattern. It's over and over again. Next is oftentimes what you didn't expect to be your family legacy is going no contact, gray rock, or some type of family estrangement, and it could be with one or more family members. So it is no surprise that when you're raised in a dysfunctional family unit, there could be habitual abuse, and there could be one or more broken relationships. And so it's extremely devastating. But in a British study, they did a survey and they asked, why did you go no contact with your family? 50% of these grown adults who are now estranged from their birth family, and the grown adults said, quote unquote, we could never have a functional relationship again. And I want to add that the last resort is to go no contact. We don't just walk away from a loving, caring family. Come on, people. There is intergenerational trauma, and there is deep, deep, deep abuse and trauma within our own family. We must understand that it is up to us to break the cycle. So if you grew up in a toxic family, have the courage to break your devastating legacy. Turn your pain into determination to end the dysfunctional patterns. Be the brave soul who breaks the abusive cycle of intergenerational trauma. Your new motto is, it stops here with me. And this way, our children, our grandchildren, and beyond will be treated with tenderness, kindness, unconditional love, respect, and dignity. So share with me today, have you experienced intergenerational trauma, narcissistic abuse, sibling abuse, sexual abuse? Have there been addictions in your family? Have there been a lot of codependence in your family? And the one thing I'm going to end with is your legacy is your birthright, and don't let anyone steal it from you. Take back your power today. Have the courage to break free. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and you could reach out to me at DanaArcuri.com. Thank you and have a beautiful day.